Hi Eric, so you've been involved in a number of Badminton England and international tournaments. How have they sort of evolved over the past 10, 15 years?
So I'll talk mainly about this event, the junior events. There was in those days, an under 16 Six Nations. It started with an England-Scotland match. Then we played a few times England-Scotland, and then suddenly the Welsh and the Irish got involved. And so we had an under 16. So after a few years of that, it was sort of decided that what was a good thing is we started to do the same thing with the under 15. I've got a feeling that England might have hosted the first under 15, but I can't remember. But it was a few years after the under 16, which involved really players that historically very famous players like Nora Perry, Ray Stevens, and they were in the very first event we held up in Scotland many, many years ago.
How have you seen the organisation of this event change over the years?
Well, it was always organised by schools originally. Everyone that organised it was school teachers. So that's the first change. Now, I don't think any of the events are organised by school teachers anymore. It was done really like a club event initially. And eventually, as we've gone on, we've changed the regulations to make it more formal. And of course, today's really probably the first time we've had live streaming. It's the first time we've had commentary, whether people like it or not. It's the first time we've had commentary, and it's a step forward every time. So we hope to bring it forward a step forward every time, because we want to make it fun for the kids, but we also want to present the game to a wider audience.
So a lot of kids really enjoy representing the country. The Quad Nations gives them that opportunity. Why do you think it makes it such a special event for the players?
Well, they don't get many opportunities to represent their country. They're always individual tournaments. And when you represent your country, you're part of a team. And so everyone in that team has to fulfill a role. So I think the team event is much more important than people sometimes give it credit for, because it brings quite a few people along. They make long-term friendships, and they remember it for years to come. So I think that's the reason why.
How have venues changed in terms of facilities for events like this? Obviously, you mentioned we've brought in
the first event I went to was in Falkirk, and it was a really grammar school with 2 courts and windows. So that was, I think it was Falkirk, but it was up there. And then gradually we moved into school sports halls. From school sports halls, we then went into sports halls. Floors might be concrete, they might be hard. And when you come to a venue like this, it's absolutely, you couldn't even compare it. You could get 4 of the old venues into here. The ceilings here probably twice the height they used to be in some of the venues we played in. So no comparison. This is a fantastic venue.
One final question: how do you think the event has gone so far for all those involved?
I think it's gone very well for all those involved. It's gone very well for England. The sadness is that some players in this are very young and have a lot more time to give. And I think that they've got to look forward, and I hope they're not demoralised by the fact they've been beaten by a very good English team this year. It is a very strong English team.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you very much, Eric.
Okay.